Welcome to my 8 silk brocades walkthrough. Posture 1. Holding up the heavens. Link your fingers together at the level of your belly button and push up over your head. You can add to this by sinking at your waist and slightly bending your knees. When you push up over your head, then take a moment and open your hands to the side, allowing them to come back down to the level of your waist again. Repeat between 4 and 8 times. Movement 2. Drawing the bow. Stand in a horse stance and cross your hands right over left and grasp with your right fingers as though you're drawing the string of a bow, and with your right hand imagine that you're pulling the bow so that it's taut. Then you'll repeat the movement in the other direction, but of course with your left hand over your right hand and pulling the left back as though it's pulling the string, while the right is the one that's holding the bow. Repeating 4 to 8 times. Movement 3. Separating heaven and earth. The basic principle of this movement is that one hand goes up and pushes up above the head, while the other hand goes down to the waist and is relatively neutral. The hands cross at the level of the solar plexus. Repeating 4 to 8 times. Movement 4. 2 hands hold the feet. In this movement, you stretch down and touch your feet. If you can make your palms flat on your feet, that's even better. But the key point is that you need to be careful to only stretch in the back of your legs. You're not trying to stretch your lower back. Many people hurt their lumbar spines by engaging in too much stretching of the lower back, so I can't emphasize enough that you really only need to be stretching your hamstrings and your calves. This movement again is repeated 4 to 8 times, but depending on your level of flexibility, you may like to do it less at first, and then you can increase as you become more flexible in your legs. This seems like a good place to mention that the numbering of my 8 silk brocades is a little bit different from the ones that you usually see. It doesn't make a big difference what sequence you use though. Movement 5. Wise owl gazes back. The main idea here is that you open your arms to the sides and then you look back over your shoulder. This gives your neck and also your upper back and shoulders a nice stretch. Many of these movements also include small squatting motions. This is to help you carry the movement. Number 6. Sway the head and shake the tail. You adopt a horse stance and then you rotate from side to side. You want to keep your upper back relatively straight throughout, and then you look behind you. Be careful not to overdo it. It's really important in these exercises not to make the stretch too big. Number 7. Clench the fists and glare fiercely. It's just like what it sounds like. You make a horse stance, you punch out, you open your hand, bring it back, and punch out with the other hand, and you look past your hand using a fierce gaze. Number 8. Bouncing on the toes. You stand up with your heels coming off the ground so that you get a nice stretch in your feet, and then you drop down.